A storm of controversy continues this evening after a comedian made racist remarks that he called jokes at last night's rally for Donald Trump in New York City.
For its part, the Trump campaign is saying it's distancing itself from the remarks, but Cleveland's Puerto Rican community is weighing in.
Lydia Sparrow joins us now with the community's reaction. Lydia, good evening.
And good evening to you. Republicans and Democrats alike are sounding off over the racist and offensive remarks. Here in Cleveland, where there is a large Puerto Rican community, the remarks, those hard remarks, hit them even harder.
At Gaia 787, it's a busy night as usual, but what is unusual is the talk about the joke made about Puerto Rico. Henry Quinones owns the store.
I believe there's a time and place for everything. I know he's a comedian, but it's just that wasn't the time or the place, and it just wasn't funny.
The place was Madison Square Garden in New York, a rally for former President Donald Trump. This comedian, Tony Hinchcliffe, from Youngstown, Ohio, said this before Trump spoke.
There's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
I was absolutely shocked.
Jose Feliciano was born in Yauco, Puerto Rico. He's called Cleveland his home since he was 2 years old, an attorney, a civic leader for more than 40 years, and sits on the Hispanic Roundtable.
One, I was hurt, and the second one was I was really mad.
He says those jokes undermine the Puerto Rican community, as well as set the narrative to who Puerto Ricans are.
There's a misunderstanding that somehow there is such a concept as Puerto Rican citizenship. There is no Puerto Rican citizenship. That concept doesn't exist.
Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. Puerto Ricans are American citizens. You don't need a passport to visit the island. And once on the mainland, Puerto Ricans can vote for president. The campaign distanced themselves by saying this joke does not reflect the views of President Trump or the campaign. J.D. Vance added,
I think that we have to stop getting so offended at every little thing in the United States of America. I'm so over it.
Puerto Ricans are not the only ones offended. Vice President Kamala Harris responded earlier Monday.
It is absolutely something that is intended to and is fanning the fuel of trying to divide our country.
Puerto Rico is a short plane ride from Miami. It has some of the best beaches in the world, the only rainforest in the United States. Its culture is rich, and its men and women serve in the U.S. military. Quinones says all Puerto Ricans, whether Republican or Democrat, are proud Americans, and is disgusted to hear someone call them garbage.
It's a little ignorant to think that, our fellow Americans is garbage. I think it just bombed. It wasn't a good joke.
So 5.9 million Puerto Ricans live in the States. Over 3 million live on the island. Puerto Ricans on the island cannot vote for president, but can be drafted. In fact, Russ, Puerto Ricans have fought in every U.S. war since 1917, including my dad, who was in the Korean War.
Much respect.
Yep.
Lydia Sparrow here in the studio. Thank you.